Hey, Sherm Stevens here. There was a question in the group about doing targeting for your listings using Facebook advertising. And I'm going to briefly cover that here. And hopefully by the time we're done, you'll have some great ideas on how to choose your audiences for your Facebook listing ads. Anyway, I'm already in the Facebook ad manager. I've already created a clicks to website ad, and I want that click to go directly to the detail page for my property. And now I need to create an ad set, and it's asking, who do you want your ads to reach? By default, Facebook shows us all United States, age 18 to 65, pretty much anybody in the US. That's 177 million people. Personally, I like to get this down to between 10 and 20,000 people as the ideal target audience size. That's not a fixed number, that varies. But I think you'll get good results if you have a number about that size. So I'm going to click and get rid of all United States. And since I'm in the Columbus, Ohio area, I'm going to put in a zip code 43215. And you can see that's the downtown Columbus zip code. The challenge with doing a specific zip code is that Facebook is only going to show ads to people in that zip code. So that means you would have to put in every one of your target zip codes. And that's not necessarily a problem, but it could take a lot longer. Instead, what I'm going to do is exit out of that and say Columbus, Ohio, let it auto-populate. And then I'm going to do about a 25-mile radius. What I like about this idea is that it's going to encompass the entire metro area. And I found a great website, and I'll share the link with you here. It's freemaptools.com/radius-around-point.htm. And what you can do is you can click on this map and type in your radius down here and click on draw radius, and it'll show you the target areas. One thing to keep in mind is that Facebook will only show ads to people within that radius if the city center of the other town is within that radius. So for example, Columbus, Ohio, obviously it's going to show everybody there, but 25 miles away, the city center for Lancaster is just outside of there. So people that live in Lancaster, Ohio will not see that ad. So I'm going to stick with that for the locations, and that's enough. Now I'm going to narrow it down by age. There aren't a lot of 18-year-olds that are ready to buy a property, so I'm going to raise that to 25. And there aren't a lot of people in their 60s that are ready to buy a property. I know there are always exceptions, but what we're going for here is the biggest bang for our buck. So I'm going to lower that down to about 55, and even probably that's the higher end of what I would normally do. And we'll let Facebook update, and it's still reaching 680,000 people. Still way too many. So what we'd like to do is narrow our audience down to someone who is more likely to be in the market for a property and perhaps actually purchase it. So we're going to go into demographics, and I'm going to choose home and home ownership. And there's two options in there, homeowners and renters. Since these are potential home buyers, I'm going to choose renters for this particular audience and then just click away so it'll close. So we're down to 170,000 people, getting a little bit better. And then we're going to go into behaviors, and I can go into residential profiles, which is a kind of a gold mine. I'm going to choose likely to move and then click out of that so it'll close. And I'm at 35,000 people. So I might just stick with this particular profile right now. It's a little bit more than I like, but I think I could live with it. Two ways that I could reduce that further is to change the age factor, maybe cut it back down to 50 from 55. Let's see what happens to our numbers there. So a little bit better. We just lost 1,000, but that's okay. So that's pretty much it. That there is my ideal targeting profile for a property. Obviously, if it was in a suburb of Columbus, I would probably do the radius around that suburb. But I normally like to start with the downtown metro area, and Columbus is not that big of a town when compared to like a Chicago or a Miami or whatever. So 25-mile radius is plenty. All right, if you have any questions, just chat with me in the group.